We have made this video to inform parents and carers of our SQA timeline between March and June 2021. The first stage in our process this year will be the consolidation of learning and teaching. This will take place in the 3 weeks before the Easter holidays and the 1 week after the Easter holidays. So, pupils return to school on Monday the 15th of March and they follow a blended learning timetable in which they will attend school part-time. At that point, learning and teaching will continue to prepare pupils for assessments which will take place post-Easter. During this process, staff will engage in professional learning and participate in internal moderation activities to make sure that they understand the national standard and they are applying this national standard to all pupil work in Eastbank Academy. For the week after the Easter holidays, the same approach will continue. Learning and teaching will continue in preparation for assessments beginning the following week, and staff will continue to undertake these professional learning and moderation opportunities. To ensure that there is confidence in the application of national standards, staff will be engaged in both professional learning and in moderation. Professional learning will see them engaging with understanding standards material from SQA. This will show what the national standard is like and will give them opportunities to look at candidate work and assess it and make sure that they are following the national standard. They will also take part in SQA webinars which will be subject specific and will show how their subjects have been affected by any changes that have taken place this year. Each week we receive news from SQA and staff will keep up to date with these updates and make sure that they are fully aware of any changes that apply to their particular subjects. When we talk about moderation, we're talking about staff getting together and sharing standards together, sharing good practice and making sure that they are confident in the application of national standards. One of the things they will do is they will look at the marking instructions for any assessments that are going to be undertaken. They will agree marking instructions so that every teacher will apply the same standards to every script. There will also be cross-marking of pupil scripts so that not one teacher is looking at it, but 2 or more teachers. Sharing of good practice is another important part of moderation, where staff will consult with each other in school, but also that this will happen across the local authority among schools. And of course, all of this moderation will result in any amendment to assessment judgments, if and when that is appropriate. The next stage of our SQA timeline will be the start of senior face assessments, and these will begin on Monday the 26th of April. We will have a 4-week assessment window and the window will close on Friday the 21st of May. At that point, senior phase pupils in S4, S5 and S6 will be undertaking assessments in class. The assessments will be broken down where possible so that there is not a burden being placed on pupils and they don't have to sit big lengthy assessments in the one sitting. Pupils who we call AAR pupils, these are people who get additional assessment requirements, they will experience the appropriate conditions. So if someone is entitled to extra time, we will make sure that they are able to access the extra time for the assessment. When assessments are not taking place, learning and teaching will of course continue. During this window as well, we also are at the point where learner presentation levels are finalised and transmitted to SQA. This may mean that, based on the evidence that we have in front of us, we may make recommendations about pupils moving to another level of presentation, and we will of course inform parents and carers of these decisions and make sure that there is agreement before any changes are submitted to SQA. Staff will continue to engage with professional learning and participate in the moderation activities mentioned earlier. To ensure that there is no burden of assessment on pupils, we have decided that pupils will have a maximum of 2 assessments per day if they're in 4th year and a maximum of 1 assessment per day if they are in S5 and S6. This assessment could maybe last 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, but they will only have 1 a day. And what we have decided is that we will make sure that the column structure is used to ensure that subjects know when they can assess their pupils. So on Mondays, for example, if you are an S5 and S6 pupil, you will possibly have an assessment in the A column subject that you study. So depending on your timetable, that might be English, it might be PE. Pupils will know in which column they are studying which subject. In fourth year, pupils choose 7 subjects, so it's not possible to have a column per day. For 2 of the days, we have to have 2 columns. And that means that on a Monday and a Thursday, there is the potential for pupils to have 2 assessments, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. By the time we get to Monday the 24th of May, it is anticipated that the assessment window will close and all senior phase assessments will have been completed. These assessments will be marked, and then staff will engage in more moderation activities to make sure that the national standard is being applied to each pupil script. Learners, of course, will be informed of their performance and feedback will be given. At this point, learning and teaching will conclude. From Monday the 14th of June onwards, staff will engage in final quality assurance meetings where all the teachers who teach a particular subject at a particular level will sit down together with their provisional results and make sure they are discussing them and amending them where appropriate. Subject leaders will meet with senior leadership team links to present their provisional grades. And senior leaders in the school will conduct quality assurance checks across subjects to make sure that the standards have been applied. In the final week of the session, beginning on Monday the 21st of June, office staff will input the provisional results into a programme called SQA Connect. The results will be checked by both the SQA coordinator, a deputy head in the school, and by the head teacher. And at this point, SQA will undertake any administrative checks and address any queries that they have. By Thursday the 24th of June, which is the day that we finish for the summer holiday, all results will have been sent to SQA. Towards the end of this month, the month of March, SQA will be communicating with all learners in the senior phase by sending them this leaflet. What do you need to know for 2021? And the link to the leaflet is there. That will take you to an electronic version of the leaflet. This leaflet will tell you about the process for certification this year and will let you know about when results day is and how you can sign up to get your results electronically. If you have any questions about anything that has been raised in this video or would like to know more about our SQA assessment and moderation approach or our SQA timeline this year, please do not hesitate to get in touch either at the phone number below or at the email address. Thank you very much for your attention.